YouTube, what is good? Welcome back to a brand new tutorial. It's your boy Chicker from Tiny Types here, and today we're going to be breaking down how I turn this into this. So without any further ado, let's hop right into the tutorial. First things first is you want to go and you want to rotoscope him out. I have a tutorial on my channel on how to rotoscope. If you guys do not know how, I recommend go checking it out. We're going to double click on the layer and get started. Alright, now once you have him cut out, you want to go back into the composition. Alright, and moving on to the next step, once you have him rotoscoped, you just want to delete the bottom layer. So you have the rotoscoped version and then the version without the rotoscope. First thing we are going to do, we're going to go into effects and we are going to search heat wave. We're going to apply the uni heat wave onto the background. We're going to keyframe heat intensity, flow speed, and blur amount. We're going to turn the heat intensity all the way down. And we're going to go to the very end and we're going to turn the flow speed all the way up and the blur amount all the way up, the heat intensity all the way up. So playing that through. The next step is we're going to go and we're going to apply Turbulence Displace, drag and drop that on the bottom clip. We're going to keyframe the amount at 0 at the very beginning, go to the very end, and we can turn that up to whatever you guys want. Play that through. As you can see, it's warping just behind his ears and his cheeks, so if you guys want to avoid that, you can go to the original layer here and scale him up. So it just covers it. All right, so the next step, on my website, I have particles and a smoke overlay. If you guys want to go download them, they're on there for free. Once you have the particle overlay, you want to drag and drop it in, and then you're going to grab the smoke overlay and you're going to drag and drop it in. Let's resize the particle overlay to match the composition, just like that. And then we're going to bring that to screen. So we have our particles in there and we're just going to mess with them a little bit. We're going to go over to our glow and then we're going to apply Uniglow onto the particles. We're going to go down to the color and we're going to match the color into this pink here. Okay. And then we're going to turn this color strength all the way up, the saturation all the way up. There we have our particles. I prefer to go into the rotation by clicking R and rotating the particles 180 degrees so they're floating up instead of floating down. And then what I like to do is I'll duplicate the particles 3 times. I'll scale one up all the way. So we have our bigger particles. Scale that up even more there. So we have our foreground particles, our midground particles. And I'll take this one and I'll put it behind the roto brush and I'll scale it up a little bit more. And then you can move it to a different time as well in the particles. So there are our particles. And then let's turn on our smoke layer. Let's find a part in our smoke layer that we like. So I'm going to go to about here. I think that's good. And then we're going to go and turn it on screen. We're going to put that behind Kobe there, bring that behind the particles. We're going to go down to our opacity under transform and let's bring that down to the amount that we like. So I'm just going to say about there. That looks pretty good there. All right, so we just sized Kobe up a little bit to make up for the distorting. Still see his ear there, but the average viewer is not going to notice that in my opinion. So the next step is we're going to go and we're going to add Sapphire Flicker. We're going to drag the Sapphire Flicker on the background here and then we are going to play with the amplitude. So let's play this here. Flickering a lot. I think we should keyframe it, bring it all the way down to 0 and then go to the very end and turn it back up to what it was. And the next step is you're going to go and you're going to search Chromatic Aberration and we're going to apply that on the background there. We're going to go over and we are going to keyframe the beginning, the distortion amount, turn that to 0, and then the very end we're going to turn it back to 1. And let's play that through. All right, and this last step is optional, totally up to you guys. We're going to go and we're going to add a camera blur to the background. We're going to turn the blur radius to 0, and then at the very end we're going to have it at 15, and let's play that through. Alright, and that is the effect, guys. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, I highly recommend checking out this comic book cutout effect I did on the Lil Yachty video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.